Hello and welcome back to the morning commute. Happy Friday, everyone. We made it to Friday. It is a cool 81 degrees here in the valley, and we are driving into Central Phoenix. It looks like it's Friday light, and I went for a ride up to Payson yesterday. And along the way, I was thinking about stopping at this tractor trailer shop just to see what they have. And there was a steel shop, steel manufacturing or a welding shop excuse me that caught my attention on the right side of the 87 as you're passing or entering Rye. So on my way back, I stopped there and I started asking about the pricing for their angle iron, because at this point I'm just thinking about doing purchasing of the raw material and then just having someone weld it out home. But when they asked me what size I needed and whatnot, I said I really am not sure. I'm still researching what the thicknesses and lengths needed are. And so the guy said that they manufacture some there, because I told him I was trying to buy raw material for steel trusses for a pole barn, and he said they manufacture, or they do their own there. And what they use are the steel I-beams. And he said they could make some 30-foot steel trusses and do 4 of those to span 60 feet. So they'll be 20 feet apart. And then I could use 20-foot steel purlins to hold the roof up. So I'm hoping the quote's not going to be like just off the charts. And they do deliver. They have several nice heavy-duty trucks there with long flatbeds, and then they also have a nice semi that's in their garage or shop. Looks like a Peterbilt. So I gave him the location to be delivered, or possible delivery location, depending on the price, and my email and phone number. So I hope it's some good news, because I've been waiting for steel trusses for the longest time. The only place I can find them is on the East Coast, and it's going to be like about 10 grand with delivery. And that's not including the roof sheets of metal. So I'm excited to see what that quote is, and if I can get a diagram and specs of what is being quoted, then I can ask around down here, because I see a lot of places that do that kind of work, like with the steel I-beams. But I just didn't know that that's the route that I guess might be more feasible here locally. And I was thinking too, if I could maybe pull those existing railroad ties that I have set up at 10-foot increments, if I could pull those and install those cardboard tubes in the ground, like maybe about, because right now those holes are 3 feet deep, so if I could get them to be level and put those cardboard tubes in the ground about at least 2 feet down, and maybe 2 feet in diameter, that should hopefully hold or stand up to the winds allow me to go even higher, because right now I'm limited to about 6 feet. Because those railroad ties are 9 footers, and we have them 3 feet deep because it's just more secure with the winds. But ultimately, I wanted something higher because that way you can have more storage. You can put a lift in there. You can put bigger tractors in there and whatnot. So I'm really hoping that the quote isn't way too much, and then that'll give me something to start saving for. It's probably gonna be a lot, but that's gonna really help everybody, because we have a need for storage out there. I want to set up some tool benches, and then park. We have several vehicles that need to be parked in there, and some trailers would be nice too, just to keep them out of the elements. Let's see what's on the news today.
Down area, John Roller, KTAR News.
We still have about a 40% chance of rain today, probably this afternoon if it comes, a high of 97. 20% chance of rain tomorrow and a high of 96. And then we're back to sunshine and a high of 100 exactly on Sunday. Weather brought to you by Howard Air and Plumbing. Weather replace or repair, call Howard Air and Plumbing.
If you could hear Old Spice Fiji Antiperspirant, what would it sound like? First, you'd start with Fiji Antiperspirant's amazing scent of palm trees. Add pure notes of fresh coconut and layer on 24/7 odor and sweat protection. You won't hear any dyes or parabens because with Fiji, you won't have any. So while your regular antiperspirant sounds like this, Old Spice Fiji sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing. Meet Barkley. When Barkley smells gas, he
report came out just a few minutes ago. We learned the unemployment rate crept up to 4.3%, highest since 2021. Julia Coronado is here to walk us through it all. She's founder and president of Macro Policy Perspective. So glad to have you with us, Julia. First off, the economy basically hasn't added many jobs at all since April, and the engines of job creation, like healthcare jobs, for example, that's coming in below average. What does this say about the economy right now?
Well, I think we are seeing an economy that's in a very delicate state, very vulnerable state. We're seeing the impact of the policies that have been keeping businesses on the sidelines. So immigration policy is contributing to job losses in construction. The trade war is contributing to job losses in manufacturing. And the budget cuts are hurting hiring by healthcare and state and local government. So really there is not a single area that I can point to of strength in this report.
There were 385,000 more people who are long-term unemployed now than a year ago. Is that normal?
Well, it's another sign of a softening labor market. So we aren't seeing really broad-based job losses yet, but those people who do lose their jobs are having a harder time finding another one. So that's exactly what we're seeing in that number, that people who lose their jobs, it will take several more months than before to find another one.
Julia Coronado, founder of Macro Policy Perspectives, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Remember no taxes on tips? It was a campaign promise, and then it made its way into the GOP's tax and spending law. Well, we now know, mostly, which jobs this would apply to. The Treasury Department released a list of them. The deduction is only supposed to go to people in jobs that traditionally got tips before the law passed. So a lot of jobs you would expect are on there. But as Marketplace's Kimberly Adams reports, so are a few surprises.
Waiters, taxi drivers, and hairstylists are among the 68 occupations on the list. Many of them already track their tips as part of their wages. But what about for plumbers and electricians? Alex Morishano is with the Tax Foundation.
The IRS has criteria for what counts as a tip generally, but for some of these occupations, there will need to be more guidance on how eligibility will work.
Digital content creators, also on the list, is getting a reward or a gift during a live stream a tip, even if folks are eligible, according to Joseph Rosenberg at the Urban Brookings Tax Policy Center.
Our estimates are that, roughly about...
So super thanks or super... yeah, I think there's super thanks on YouTube live streams would be... I don't know, there's our reported as income. But you guys have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And you guys be safe. Enjoy your Friday. Boston, go.